7 steps to close the deal. If you're not having intimacy on date 1 or 2 or even 3, beyond that, you have a massive problem, okay? It should not take a woman months and months to warm up to you. It should not take thousands of dollars to close her. It should not take more than a few dates, man, because she's done it with other guys. And if hasn't done it with you, she's lying. And so you need to mold into and become the superhero version of you that is like those other A-level guys, those elite guys that get the job done in 1 to 2 dates. That's literally what this is. So if you're not doing that, you need to get better. And we're going to go over the steps on how the 1% of guys close in 1 to 2 dates. 7 steps. Learn them, master them. This is the sauce. This is how you get it done. Number 1, we're gonna go 1 to 7. Number 1, demeanor and attitude. Before you even go into the date, you need to check your demeanor and you need to check your attitude. If you have any demeanor or attitude that is outcome dependent, you are screwed. If you have any demeanor or attitude that says you're nervous, you're anxious, you really hope you sleep with her, you really want to sleep with her, you're screwed. If you have any demeanor or attitude that says, God, another date, another $100, another $50, if I don't close on this one, you're screwed. All of this energetic demeanor bullshit that you have in your mind is coming across in your behavior, in your attitude. You are coming across desperate, you are coming across eager, and you are entering the dynamic with so much pressure on yourself that you are not the version of you that women want. Women don't want an uptight guy. They don't want a guy that is in his head. They don't want a guy that's worried about doing something and having all this anxiety and pressure about sleeping with them. You need to strip it all away. You need to go into every single date with the demeanor and the attitude that you don't give a shit about going home with them. You don't give a shit what happens. You don't give a shit if you ever see them again. You need to detach completely. You need to not give a solitary fuck what happens on this date. If it ends up with her blocked, that's a hilarious story. Great, don't care. If it ends up with us in bed together till 5 in the morning, okay, cool. Another one. It shouldn't matter. And so yes, of course, getting into this frame of mind is a little bit more challenging when maybe you go on 1 date a month, right? And so they're a lot more scarce. But it doesn't matter because you can condition yourself and literally hypnotize yourself to act as an abundant guy. What would Jay do? Okay, what would I do? Embody that demeanor, embody that attitude, embody the attitude of absolute abundance, of knowing you can replace her with any of these in a millisecond, and so who gives a shit what happens? When you walk into a date with the demeanor and the attitude of I literally could care less what happens, they want to fuck you. Okay? That's step 1, before we even get on the date. Number 2, presence and aura. This is arguably the most important piece of this puzzle of seduction, of having women want you inside them, okay? It's presence and aura. Now this is gonna tie into conversation and connection, but presence and aura is really going to be about your tonality. It's non-verbal energy you give off to women, okay? This is how you're seated. This is how you're speaking. This is how you're projecting your tonality. This is how you look them in the eyes. This is how you're not afraid to touch them or give them a little whatever, one of these. All of these things demonstrate your aura. They demonstrate how you're not afraid of shit. They demonstrate how comfortable you are. So a lot of guys, I would argue most guys, go on dates with the aura of nervousness and tension and insecurity, lacking of confidence, lacking of certainty. You need to get to a place with your presence and your aura that she can feel that when she's around you, you give her comfort, you release anxiety because you are so sure of yourself and you're so relaxed. Women are very finicky, okay? So if they're around a guy who gives the presence and the energy of a man that is not sure of himself or insecure or worried or just anything other than masculine presence, they're gonna feel uncomfortable. They're gonna feel worried. It's going to increase all of their negative emotions. When you have presence and aura, and hyper confidence, and you don't give a fuck, and you're going in with great tonality, and you're not afraid to say things, and you know how to listen, getting into that, and you do all these things right with your body language, and she's looking at you as she's nervous and fidgeting on this date, and you're just spread out, and you're just sitting there, and you're like, yeah, tell me more. Interesting. Like, you're just like so unbothered, so unimpressed. they're going to feel like, one, they want you more. Two, they need to put in more effort to get more of a reaction out of you. And three, this guy is so comfortable. He doesn't give such of a shit that now I'm comfortable because he clearly doesn't care. So why am I nervous? That is them on a subconscious level. When you show up with the presence and aura of spread out, don't give a fuck, tonality, straight to the point, like me or you don't like me, I don't care. That is the guy they want to rip the clothes off. Okay? Number 3. We're talking conversation and connection. Of course, women are emotional. Conversation has to be good for there to be sexual desire and tension. And you need to do this by hitting a little bit of polarity. Of course, sprinkle in teasing. Know how to be a great listener. Know how to let them talk. Know how to acknowledge you hear them. Oh, really? No way you did that. Why did you do that? What was next? Something as simple as that. Leading the conversation with questions, you not talking much, them rambling their ass off, looking you in the eye, talking about things they like, and you just listening very intently. It's sexy. This is what creates seduction. It's not dirty talking. It's not talking about sex. It's not talking about any of these things. What actually creates seduction is emotional states, not the act itself. And what you need to understand is your conversation and connection with her should be so fantastic and magnetic that it compels them. It's a primal instinct, guys. It's not a forced physical feeling. It is a primal subconscious instinct when a woman feels X, Y, and Z around you that they need you inside them. That is the flow. That is the flow. It's nothing else. And so with all of these things that I'm going to go through, we're just checking off the boxes of this equation. And if they're not sleeping with you, you're missing boxes to the seduction and the sexual equation that equals sex, intimacy. Okay? This is a big one. They need to feel connected to you with your listening, with your conversation flow. They need to feel confident in your confidence and your ability to lead a conversation with your question asking. If you're a terrible question asker, I can guarantee no woman's going to sleep with you. It's that important. Because you can't go, oh, hello. Yes. Tell me, what is your middle name? Okay? That's not going to get you laid. I don't care if you are 6'7" Chad. If you talk like that, and if you ask dumbass questions, you don't know how to do flow, you give random comments, your conversation sucks, all of these things are off, they're going to leave feeling weird. If they're feeling weird, the physical side cannot overpower it. And they're gonna text me. That's why you have to understand conversations and connection, because it hits on so many psychological triggers and emotional triggers that are a part of the equation of intimacy. Number 4, confidence and assertiveness. This has to do with logistics. This has to do with the conversation flow. This has to do with ordering the drinks or whatever you guys are doing. This has to do with showing her you can take charge. Women don't have sex with guys that can't take charge of them, that cannot control them, that cannot tell them exactly what the fuck to do. And so this, again, starts before the date, planning logistics, telling them when to show up, telling them where, not asking them. This is on the date. Ordering for you guys, telling her what she likes, telling her this, telling her that. Commanding respect in conversation by having the confidence to ask them questions that clearly are asserting them towards a conversational point, not leaving the conversation up to them. Okay? This also has to do with, most importantly, it's all important, coming back. We're not saying, do you want to come to my house? Okay? We're not doing that. But you need to have the confidence and assertiveness to fucking go for it and just presume. Okay? So I'll give you a small example. I'll give you 2 examples. I have a lion statue in my apartment. I've had it for like a decade. It was a random purchase, but now it's like a funny staple of my apartment. It's a lion statue, okay? And so obviously I'm like, you gotta come see my lion. And most of the time girls they just laugh. They're like, okay, what's his name? I'm like, Leon, you gotta come see him. Very simple, right? This works every time. And it's the confidence in the assertiveness to be like, you have to come see my lion. It's not, hey, do you want to come to my house after the bar? And then I also have a lion. Do you want to see that too? No, you got to see my lion. He's begging to meet you. Okay. And if we're talking about confidence and assertiveness, I had another girl who had kind of an attitude, and she starts getting like mad about this lion. She's like, you obviously don't have a pet lion. I'm like, I am fucking kidding. I'm joking. You're taking me literally. I can either drop you off or you're coming home with me. I literally, verbatim, I said that to her in the car. She's like, I'll come over. I'm like, okay, confidence, assertiveness. I'm not afraid to offend. I'm not afraid to get off my point. I'm not afraid to tell them, let's go home. Another time I was hanging out with this girl, talking about confidence and assertiveness. This was hilarious. So we go to this mall, whatever. We go to this mall place. That's a few years ago. And I remember we were at the mall for like 30 minutes. And then we just got in my car because I picked her up. We got back in my car and I just drove her over And she was like, where are we? I'm like, we're at my apartment. And she was like, we are? I'm like, yeah, I can take you home right now though. I'm happy to take you home right now. Or you can come in for a minute. What do you want to do? Oh, come in. Yeah, okay. Confidence, assertiveness. I just drove her over. You need to demonstrate that when you're going for the logistical close. You cannot tiptoe. Just act like you do it a million times. Just let's go. Number 5, the stall. The stall / patient, then go. Stall / patient, then go. What the fuck does this mean? It means when you come back with them, okay? This is obviously nuanced. It's going to depend a little bit on the logistics of the date and the night, etc. But you want to sit, first, give them a tour. Second, sit as far away as possible from them on your couch or wherever the hell you are and make no move. 0. And just turn something on and start watching TV. And they're going to be like, wait, what? Because think about it this way, guys. They go to your house after a date. And in their mind, they're like, okay, he's gonna try and fuck me. like that is exactly what goes through a woman's mind. Like every single second she's on that car, that ride back, every second she gets in the house, she's just awaiting to get like fucking jumped, literally, on a subconscious and a conscious level. When she comes over and you make no move, she like her brain is just like misfiring. It's just confusion. It's like, wait, what? Does he like me? Does he want me? Why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. So you stall and then you go. You demonstrate patience and you allow it to breathe because you want to confuse her and you want her to not know and you want her to get more comfortable. That's another big one, right? You don't want to, unless like it's very obvious it's going to be like that, don't come home and rip her clothes off because you want her to feel comfortable in your space, lower her anxiety. All those things are really important for closing. Number 6, reverse psychology on objections. A lot of times, I'd say probably half the time, they're going to say no at the very first attempt because they want to feel like they have a little bit of power. They want to, and I mean first attempt, not first night. I'm saying first attempt. They want to feel like, they're in charge. They want to feel like they have some power. So a lot of times, the first time you go for it, after you stall and are patient, they're going to be like, oh, let's wait. Oh, I don't really do this. Oh, not tonight. But whatever objection. When this happens, you don't try more. You say, I agree. I fucking don't want to fuck you. I don't want it. You're so right. I don't want it either. Why do you, and I mean this literally, reverse psychology on objections. I'd be like, why do you think I want to be with you? I don't want to fuck you either. Say that right to their face. Say that right into their eyes and watch what happens in the next 30 minutes. And I'm not exaggerating. If a woman ever tells you, I don't want to do this tonight, any objection around sleeping with you, you look them in the eyes and you say, I never wanted to fuck you. I don't want you. I'm just hanging out. And then go back and sit back down. I want you to watch what happens over the next 30 minutes. It is remarkable. The worst thing you could do is keep trying. No, it's fine. Like sexy talking, dirty talk, whatever. No. We make them feel like shit. You want a woman to beg for you? Slam her into the ground, okay? They are weasels. Their head belongs in the dirt, digging holes and burrowing because they're weasels. And you need to make them feel that way. Especially when they think they have the power, especially when they think, oh, he wants me. This is why this is so important. Because up until then, you've been calm, cool, collected, not really showing that much interest, following my game. But now, when you're physically going for it, obviously you're indicating interest. And it's so important when they think they have the power to take it right back. Oh, you don't want to have sex with me? You're implying I want to have sex with you? You're nuts. Watch what happens. Number 7, seduce, then retract. This is really important because after you do the objection handling, you guys are obviously going to like go at it again, right? And you want to seduce and then you want to like stop doing anything. This is really important. You want to get them to like physically chase you. You want to do this in spurts. You want to do foreplay or whatever you want to call it. And then you just want to stop and just like lay down. They're going to chase you every single time. And when you do enough of this, they're going to forget all about this and they're just going to want what they can't have. This is the game, right? This is the game. If you keep trying without retracting, they're going to think you're just a dog. You need to retract and show restraint and genuinely show with your physical behavior, your body language, and everything you're doing that you actually really don't want them. And you show that by pulling away. Then they're going to be like, what the fuck? Like he really doesn't want me? Like not only did he say it, but he's showing it and he's not lying? No way, I gotta have sex with him now. That's it. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm saving lives. If you want me to make you a master at dating and women, click the links below, free guides, resources, coaching. I will transform your life. Guaranteed. See you in the next video.